Good evening. My name is Latoya Jordan, and I attend Valdosta State University. Today, I will be explaining my personal model of communication. My model is based on three simple key points. The first point is speaking and being heard. The second point is understanding what is being communicated. And the third point will be coming to a common grounds. At the end of my speech, I would like for my model of communication to be a clear and concise comprehension, that my model shows that everyone has a view on different topics. But with these three key points, we'll be able to effectively communicate without prejudice. Everyone wants to be heard, but who really wants to listen? The first topic I will be discussing is simple: speaking and being heard. When people communicate, there needs to be a clear communication factor that speaking requires the action of listening to give an effective response. Too many times is communication heard when no one listens because, in all actuality, the receiver wants to be heard more than they want to listen. My model requires that when communicating with someone, the other party should be able to listen attentively to be able to respond effectively. The second part of my model focuses on understanding from both sides of a conversation. To understand is to listen. For example, two people are having a conversation about something that makes sense to both parties, but it is not being communicated effectively. Even though both parties have covered the first step of actually speaking and being heard, one or both parties, where the other party is truly coming from, does not understand that. This is where the second part of my model brings the intention of understanding both sides of point of view, that is. Whether they agree or disagree with the topic they are speaking of. To understand what someone's perspective is on the subject and still be able to continue communicating brings effective communication without argument. My third and final point I want to make is being able to come to common grounds, even if only for the moment. When people communicate and have taken steps one and two, I believe a common ground can be met, regardless of whether the parties agree or disagree. My model of communication indicates one, speaking and being heard, then two, understanding the point that both parties are giving. The third part of my model speaks to the fact that the first steps have been done, and that the third step, if the first two have been done effectively, should be a smooth transition. Coming to a common ground means the two parties have successfully spoke, listened, and heard without arguing, and that step three is simply agreeing to disagree or coming to a common ground, regardless of what was said. So, in conclusion, my model discussed speaking and being heard, understanding each other's point of view, and coming to a common ground without prejudice to what's being stated between the two. To be able to effectively communicate these steps are vital to my model, and I believe can truly bring more effective communication regardless of the differences the two share. Thank you so much for listening. You have a great day.